Hey everybody, welcome back to Siblet. My name's Nick, and this is my sister Tiana, and we aim to bring you the best in sibling literature. And this week we have continued on down the Discworld Rincewind path with Sourcery. This is the our first discussion on Sourcery, the first about quarter of the book. Um, so
Yeah.
yeah,
Hi, everyone. So Nick, what did you think about the eighth son lineage aspect of sorcery and also kind of that difference between magic and sorcery that we see at the beginning here?
yeah, so I think the traditional kind of thing is the seventh son of the seventh son, right? That's kind of the one of the chosen one sort of tropes. I don't know exactly where that's come from. I've never really looked into seeing where the seventh son of the seventh son has really kind of made its way in. So I appreciate just the kind of the eighth son. Is it three eighth sons? Is it the eighth son of the eighth son of the eighth son?
Yes, this one was
Okay.
3/8. Yes.
So I appreciate kind of the kind of absurdness of three eighths, taking it another generation. Um, but I also kind of like the actual kind of like real world, like not real world. I don't, what am I trying to say? Like there's the absurd nature of the eighth son of the eighth son of the eighth son, and then there's kind of the hey, this is kind of like a neat little trope thing of the eighth son of the eighth son of the eighth son actually is sorcery. So there's kind of like the non like the more I don't know serious term of it. Like I enjoyed that kind of thing. And then what there's the throwaway line of when I think when Death was talking to the eighth sons of the father
Yeah.
who was an eighth son, and he asked him about his other sons, and well,
Mhm.
let's see what he like they weren't good enough. I think is that was that what he said? I
He
think
said that they all rejected him, I believe, and because of that, they weren't suited like for carrying on
gotcha.
his knowledge. That's what it seemed to be. Um, yeah, it sounded like they had all like he had tried to impose his views
Wizard
on them and whatnot and train them, and then they had like decided that wasn't for them.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that was a little more, a little bit sad there that there was that aspect of the family. I mean, the whole kind of situation just kind of starts out sad of the whole family dies and there's just this son left. And so it's like there's I thought it was like a more of a grimmer opening than the last two books that we read.
Hmm.
Um,
A little bit,
and
yeah.
so like a little grimmer, more serious kind of thing. And so it was just a little different in that regard.
Yeah, did any part of you think that perhaps this eighth son was Rincewind?
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah.
I, yeah, until I was thinking it could have been Rincewind all the way up until like we see him in the library. I think that's when I was like, oh yeah, because well he
I think it
you
was like
know
the naming for me.
the,
When he would named him Coin, I was like, okay,
I think that
bummer.
um which I was thinking like okay maybe um so he names this baby coin and maybe the baby never knows what his name is and
Sure.
maybe that could have happened
Right.
but so I wasn't like totally for sure until it was I think when he was in the library
I
but
think
the name
another thing that tipped me off was like his staff, like his
True.
yeah, because we were like, or I was like, we haven't seen Rincewind with like this metal staff
Yeah.
before, so then it's likely not him. And then I think like the coin naming confirmed it for me. Um, yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah. Yep. That's a good point too. Yeah. Yeah, the staff, that was interesting. I wasn't sure when the lightning struck the staff and his eyes kind of went gold, it said. If like that made him special, the lightning hitting the staff made him special more so. But I don't think that's it now. Like at the time when I was listening, when I was like reading it, it was like, is that what made him special, or was it, or is he just already special? But he didn't get hurt, I guess, because he was special. That seems to be the case.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I
it's
think so. And then Death says like, he's going to survive a lot more than that,
right.
or things that are more lethal. So yeah, I think that was kind of like a moment. I think, well, in some ways, I think that was just kind of like a setting sort of thing. Like this is, you know, really powerful situation.
Right. Right.
But yeah, I think it also shows us that like this is quite a formidable figure that we're gonna see.
Mhm.
So yeah. Um,
And then, what did you think of like when we first meet him actually in the story when he arrives at the unseen university? Because like I was a bit surprised at how, I guess, brash he was.
yeah, I was too. Yeah, I think when his father set up like his fate with death, I think even in the way that like he inhabited the staff, like I thought that it still like wouldn't work out very well for him. Like the son wouldn't exactly know. I think we even got a line in there about kind of like his indirect mentorship um through the staff.
True.
So I
Yep.
think when we see him come on stage at Unseen University, um, yeah, it is surprising. You're like kind of baffled by the fact that this child, because what is he, 9 or 10?
He's 10. Yeah, I think he's
10.
10.
Um, yeah, you're surprised that like he even at this point like is seeking power and is like, trying to like take, this particular place. Um, because I think even like the conversation that Death has with the father, like it sounds like it's not going to be like this obvious path um toward like dominating others. Like it sounds like there's going to be almost like this thing where he kind of falls into it. It's like kind of an unknowing fate. So yeah, it is kind of a shocking thing. I also didn't expect like the hat to
Yeah,
be a
I did.
character and to be like the one kind of delaying coins reign. So
Yeah,
yeah, what
yeah.
did you think of?
I, I always like it when inanimate objects become sentient,
Yeah.
um, because you can just give them more. At least I, inanimate objects are like animals, like when they become sentient, because it always seems that you can they always have like more personality. You can make them just these kind of like uh the word that comes into my mind is like more bombastic of a character, like just like this kind of um their uh their personality is just so heightened more so,
Hmm.
and usually it's just a lot more fun to see these inanimate objects or animals become, interact with people, because it's just so far, it's like out of the norm kind of thing. And so that's why I like it. And maybe it's just because I just still like cartoons from my childhood, of like something like the Brave Little Toaster or something,
Yeah.
where it's all about these inanimate objects going on an adventure. Um, I
Hmm.
was thinking that the hat was a lot like the Sorting Hat a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is probably where she got inspired from for the Sorting Hat, where
You
Rowling got
know,
it from.
I think there are also threads in this one in particular, but I mean, obviously the build up from The Color of Magic and The Light Fantastic too. But I think in this one, I think it's Rincewind who's like thinking through like just his frustrations with like the scholarly magic and like kind of that theoretical magic, which is totally a Susanna Clark thing.
Okay,
Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, it's like absolutely
yeah, we talked about that a
gotta
little
be where,
last book, didn't
yeah.
we?
Yeah, but in this one, it's like the roots are like so much more obvious
Right,
because,
right.
in Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, it's this whole thing between theoretical magic and practical magic, and it's like
Okay,
such a split. And so in this one, it's kind of like Rincewind's frustrations with that, and just kind of um yeah, and obviously Unseen University, like the way that that kind of like sets the stage for magicians, like having that more like like cognitive approach, intellectual approach to magic. Yeah, it's really funny to see kind of all of the ways that these authors are interacting and like drawing on one another. So yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's a really good point. Maybe if I ever read that one day, I'll understand that uh, perspective as well.
Do you
I
ever want a long fiction read with massive footnotes? It's the one.
I've read books that I've read like three books, in a series before that are 500-600 pages, so coming out to like 1,800 pages. But then when I look at a book like that, that's as big as Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, I just don't want to read it though,
It's
just because
so
it looks.
fun though. It's so fun.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
satisfying read. I don't think anyone who's read it has uh told me that like they didn't think it was worth it. There have been some like hesitancies with accepting the end, but I think it's still
gotcha.
a good read. So
But
yeah.
read Pure Nesting. I'll read that before I read
Yeah, please do.
that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Okay, so what
but
did you think about Konina?
so I enjoyed I enjoyed meeting her in the broken or in the mended drum. Did you understand the little connection between the color magic with the name
The
of the
mended drum.
so in the color of magic the bar is called the broken drum,
Uh-huh.
and it gets burned down.
And then this is the mended drum.
Yeah, and
Okay.
the mended drum.
Nice.
Yep.
I don't remember hearing the name, so no, I didn't get
Yeah.
that connection.
Yeah, I enjoyed the thing where it's like, I'm looking for a wizard, and it's like, oh really, you're looking for a wizard? Is there gonna be this adventure where we're gonna possibly die and go to all these strange lands and all this other stuff? And she's like, yeah, yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen. It's like, nope, not gonna do it. See ya. And just leaves, or tries to leave anyway. So I
Yeah.
enjoyed that. Um,
Yeah. You know who would have jumped at the chance though?
yep,
Our pal Two Flower.
Dew Flower.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed again in the fact that like her character was like so sexualized straight from the start. Yeah, I mean, we keep seeing that with Terry Pratchett's female characters. Like it's um not huge points for him in terms of building,
Yeah,
reasonable, realistic women here. But yeah, I do wonder because at this point we don't really know exactly who she is. But I wonder if she is a sister of Coin because of the names. first of all?
Oh, so I guess I got farther than you then because I figured out.
Okay,
I listened to the part and
bummer.
they is
Well, don't tell.
yeah. Sorry.
You
I think
can't mention it till next time
yeah.
when I've also reached that part. I'm not sure what part you got to, but anyway, that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So I guess it's good that I didn't say any more then because
Good that you didn't say any more. Fair.
yeah. Yeah.
These are the risks of not charting out our reading schedule very
yeah.
thoroughly,
Where
especially
did you
when, oh yeah, actually we do, no, I did get to the part where they said that she is the daughter of,
okay. Okay.
yes, I did get to that part. I guess I thought like early on that she was,
Oh,
sorry, brain is
gotcha.
lagging. Yes, I did
Didn't think
think,
we were too far away from I didn't
no,
think we gotten too far.
yeah. I mean, like, why would they give two characters those names
Well,
randomly?
well, her dad's name was Cohen, Coinina Cohen.
I know, but Coin and Conina are like a bit more pronounced than
True.
like
Yeah. I mean,
Cohen.
maybe it's gonna be what? Maybe they're gonna somehow maybe like at the end of it, the hat has to like choose a rightful heir or something somehow, and then that's why their names are kind of like that, and it's gonna be Queenina instead of
I don't
Coin.
know.
Um,
Yeah, it's hard to say. Definitely a possibility. Or they could just be completely random and Terry Pratchett was just like, that I really like the general
Coinish names.
audible effect.
Yeah.
Um,
In Dragon Ball Z, most of the characters are named after vegetables and fruit.
oh, that's Dragon Ball Zucchini. Wonderful.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Dragon fruit ball.
Dragon Fruit Ball. There you go. Yeah, Goku.
Wonderful.
The I can't remember now what Goku is supposed to be. It's not like Broly is broccoli, Vegeta is vegetable, Piccolo is pickles, and
Wow. Wow. That's wild. I mean, good for them
it
for,
works for Akira Toriyama. So
I mean, they're teaching nutrition to children, so that's
they don't
great.
really teach that in the show, but
Okay.
it can kind of make some connection. There's a character
Sure.
named Radish.
Wow.
Yeah,
Man, that is pretty wild.
yeah.
Um, okay, back to
Back to
sorcery.
sorcery.
Um, so whenever the uh suitcase
Yeah.
was like injured, did you think that that was um like a fatal injury or like a something that would like seriously harm it? Or
Mm.
what was your reaction to that?
I didn't. At least I don't remember. Maybe there's more context given later, but it didn't seem like it was really injured. It just seemed like a knife was thrown into it. Because I mean, the last two books that we read, lots of stuff happened to the suitcase, and nothing. It didn't. It wasn't hurt at all.
Yeah, I suppose this one felt more pronounced, especially with the stare and everything. I thought it was um, like something serious had happened to it. Because I don't know, there didn't seem to be this level of hurt in because like we had quite a aggressive luggage in the previous books, I feel like. So it didn't reach this stage,
Yeah,
in my opinion. That's why I kind of like thought it was
yeah. I don't. I
seriously
don't.
hurt or something.
It could turn out that way. Um, I like. I guess we'll just have to continue on and see if there's more context given to it. Um, just like that just wasn't my initial reaction. So it could be that way for you that you're saying.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I'm sure it's fine. But yeah, it seemed like the staring was like mostly just to have like a disconcerting reaction from Konina and like kind of like a weird um dynamic between the luggage and Konina, I think. Because I think they moved on by the time that I had closed out the portion that we read, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken. So perhaps I'm off.